Can cheap web hosting be good? Short answer, yes. You just have to pick the right provider. The longer answer is in this video. I've narrowed it down to my top 2 cheap price web hosting recommendations so you can pick the best one for your needs. And if you're here just for the biggest discounts for cheap hosting deals, you can find them in the description. For everyone else, let's get on with my top cheap yet premium hosting options. If you're looking for that sweet spot between price and performance, Hostinger is honestly hard to beat. Okay, I'll say it. It's unbeatable. It's one of those providers that's constantly evolving, adding new features, refining its tools, and somehow still keeping prices ridiculously low. You get a mix of speed, flexibility, and useful innovation, which isn't something you usually see in the cheap web hosting category. One of the standout things about Hostinger is how beginner-friendly it is without dumbing things down. You've got AI-assisted tools that help you set up your site, design pages, and even generate things like logos. Whether you're using their simple website builder or going all in with WordPress, everything is smooth and guided. And the fact that you can switch between the builder and WordPress hosting on the same hosting plan. Not a lot of providers offer you this flexibility. Their custom dashboard H-panel is another thing I like about Hostinger. It's clean, intuitive, and actually customizable, which makes managing your site way less intimidating. Plus, it comes with built-in AI troubleshooting and even an AI assistant, Cody, which is the best AI assistant I've used. It can answer just about anything hosting related and can even handle some tasks for you, like optimizing your website or running security checks. Performance-wise, Hostinger punches way above its price point too. Thanks to Lightspeed servers and caching, you're getting some of the fastest load times in the affordable shared hosting space. And trust me, I've tested plenty of providers. Now let's review Hostinger pricing, because we're talking about cheap hosting here. And with everything I've mentioned, you might expect the pricing to be steep, but not at all. Entry-level plans come in under $3 a month if you grab my discounted deal, which is kind of wild considering what you get. Renewal prices do go up a bit, but they're still more than reasonable compared to most competitors. There are no sneaky setup fees or upsells, which are sadly very common in the hosting world. Honestly, it makes sense to grab the cheapest plan and upgrade later if you need to. It literally takes a click. And then there are the extras. Hostinger throws in a surprising number of freebies, including things like domain privacy protection, automatic backups, a free CDN, staging tools, and even AI features like a logo maker. You're also getting access to multiple global data centers and support in different languages, which is great if your audience isn't just local. Of course, it's not perfect. Free backups can be limited depending on your plan. The dashboard and UI change often because they're constantly updating things, sometimes even a bit too frequently. And there's no actual phone support, but considering the price and everything packed into it, those trade-offs feel pretty minor. So my take is that Hostinger is the best web hosting at a low price. It might not have the absolute lowest price, but it delivers the best long-term value. If you're planning to run a site for a while, lock in a 48-month plan with my discount to save the most in the long run. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description and take advantage of budget-friendly hosting. If you want a hosting provider that really leans into performance, security, and scalability while still coming in at one of the lowest entry prices, there's really one option: IONOS. This isn't just your typical cheap hosting trying to cut corners. IONOS is built with businesses in mind, while still offering one of the most aggressive deals on the market. First off, the security here is seriously impressive for the price. You're getting things like wildcard SSL certificates and built-in DDoS protection. And if you've ever looked into buying a wildcard SSL separately, you'll know it can easily cost a few $100s per year. With IONOS, it's just included. On top of that, their infrastructure is more than just solid. It includes redundant storage, daily backups on every plan, and a cloud-based setup that gives your site room to grow instead of forcing you to migrate later. Performance is another strong point. Websites hosted by IONOS deliver solid loading speeds with very reliable uptime, especially considering how cheap hosting plans are. Now, I'll be honest, IONOS isn't the most beginner-friendly platform out there. Their custom control panel looks clean, but it can take some time to get used to compared to more intuitive platforms. For instance, the WordPress install takes a few more steps than it probably should. It's not a deal breaker, just something to keep in mind if you're completely new. On the flip side, they meet high standards when it comes to data handling, including GDPR compliance and enterprise-grade practices, which is a big plus if you care about privacy and professionalism. Pricing though, you're here for cheap web hosting and IONOS definitely delivers. Intro plans start at just $1 a month. No hidden tricks, no bait and switch, just straight up bargain hosting for the first year. If you're testing a project, this is about as low risk as it gets. And honestly, with unlimited resources on some plans, you could even host multiple small sites, split the cost with friends, and basically run hosting for pocket change. Long-term pricing is still competitive, though not quite as aggressively optimized as some alternatives. IONOS seems to focus more on short-term flexibility. You can try it for a year at $1 a month with my discount by scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the description. And if it's not for you, just don't renew. Alright, so that covers my top cheap web hosting 2026 recommendations. The choice is pretty simple. For the best long-term value and ease of use, go with Hostinger. And if you just need solid hosting at the lowest entry price, IONOS is the answer. Whichever you choose, for the most affordable web hosting prices, use my discounts from the description. Thanks for watching and see you around.